This morning, we're going to take a second look at this tectonic Lakers sale. The Rams make progress on an extension with Kyren Williams, and Michael Conforto will have to figure out his swing with more time on the Dodger bench. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It's June 19, 2025. I think. My mind is still blown to smithereens by that Lakers news yesterday. Welcome back to the Sanctum Sanctorum of LA Sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 4, Slime Diego 3. Dodgers magic number slips to 84. They lead the West by 4.5 games. We are almost in boat race territory, guys. Almost. Meanwhile, today, Slime Diego is at the Dodgers at 7. With that said, let's get back to the Lakers sale. We went into great detail with first thoughts about what the Lakers sale meant yesterday. There is a special report on the Lakers playlist if you want to get the basics down. Not to toot my own horn, I was kind of gratified to see a bunch of scribes echoing what I was saying hours later. Because it was that mind-blowing. I will say, though, ESPN pushed this clip on my phone. They wouldn't let it go until I hit play. The steamiest of hot takes from the pardon the interruption guys. Tony Kornheiser actually said the sale will not change the Lakers at all. Tony Kornheiser is 76, in case you want to know how old you have to be in order to get dementia. The idea that it's not changing the Lakers, you've lost your damn mind. Now, I spent a lot of time last night researching how the Dodgers run things and trying to figure out how that will apply to what the Lakers will be doing in the future. And I want to give you a couple of more ideas about what the Lakers sale means for the on-court product. So, when Mark Walter hired Andrew Friedman to run the Dodgers, Friedman brought over a bunch of cutting-edge analysis guys from his days over at Tampon Bay. And that makes sense. You can figure that part out on your own. But what did the Rays guys have? Well, for example, the Rays were talking about things such as exit velocity and launch angle years before those phrases became commonplace in baseball language. Now, why does that matter? Well, if I tell you, hey, we're going to get more offense if you hit more home runs, you'd be like, what? Am I supposed to wave my bat like it's a magic wand? How the hell do you turn that into existence? But in baseball, if I can adjust your swing to get a baseball to leave your bat at the right launch angle, which is 25 to 30 degrees, and get you to hit that baseball with the proper exit velocity, which is above 90 miles an hour, above 90 miles an hour between the angle of 25 and 30 degrees, that ball's going over the fence. So the Dodgers and analytics guys went through great detail to try to figure out how to coach players to hit a baseball 25 to 30 degree angle over 90 miles an hour. So you look at the Lakers, for years, they're bringing in coaches who insist, guys, you gotta shoot more threes. Well, why? Well, if you shoot more threes, you'll make more threes. But they're low percentage shots. Don't care, shoot more threes. We don't care if it's Anthony Davis. We don't care if you lose all your fingers to diabetes. Shoot more threes. Don't waste your time reading books or taking showers. You need to be shooting more threes. And the Lakers players would understandably be skeptical because the explanation doesn't make sense. Look, I can give you a pair of dice tell you to go to a craps table in Vegas, and tell you to keep throwing the dice because the more often you throw dice, the more times you'll hit 7. Well, guess what? You'll go bankrupt, right? So what I think a new look Lakers front office could do is finally land players who will not just shoot threes just to shoot threes, but the ones who will shoot threes when it is the correct shot to take. The statistically reliable shot. Not just shooting threes to shoot threes, shooting them when it is statistically reliable that the shot will go in. Because shooting threes just to shoot threes is not statistically reliable. It's a bet. It is a bet. So if the Lakers embrace threes, know that will include analytics about making that three more reliable to take. Another thing you should expect the Lakers to potentially improve in is to find multifaceted secondary players. To say the Dodgers are the Dodgers because of Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts overlooks quality work from players you and I had never heard of. Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Will Smith. Imagine finding super reliable role players to surround Luka Doncic with. So the obvious question arises, does Mark Walter know who this Andrew Friedman of the NBA is? Because when he bought the Dodgers, he sure as hell knew who the Andrew Friedman of baseball was. Now, I have no idea, but if he follows that model set by the Dodgers, he probably already knows the guy he's looking for. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that Rob Pelinka or J.J. Redick are dead men walking. Pelinka, for example, he discovered terrific role players in Austin Reeves, in Alex Caruso. But did you know that a rule of thumb in sports is that a front office general manager, his lifespan is only 2 head coaches usually. Pelinka's on his 4th head coach, guys. His 4th. Friedman, on the other hand, has only fired one guy, Don Mattingly. He replaced him with Dave Roberts in 2016. Ned Colletti was the Dodger GM for 3 years under Walter before hiring Freeman. So I'm not saying that Pelinka's on his way out in the matter of days. Let's not go there. But this idea that this 10, potentially 12 billion dollar sale, oh, this is just a rich guy who bought a team for more clout, that's a fantasy. People like Tony Kornheiser has suffered too much cognitive decline to know better. And that's a memo. By the way, for the record, the Buss family isn't completely out of the picture. After the sale, they're still going to hold about 15% of the team. Sean McVay told the Scribes the Rams are finally making progress on an extension with running back Kyren Williams. How much progress? No idea. Williams is in the final year of his rookie contract. The dude is already getting a significant bump in pay. He earned only $985,000 last year, but the NFL apparently has something called a performance escalator. Williams has been such a net positive for the Rams that he's going to get more than $5 million this year. Good for him, right? Now, what is Williams worth long term? Hard to say. Sport Track, for example, estimates that Williams is worth more than $10 million per year. I do not buy that at all. Stop it. You know why you shouldn't buy that? Because right now, only 6 running backs make more than $10 million a year. Only 6. Do you like Kyren Williams? I like Kyren Williams. That dude is not Christian McCaffrey. Stop. Stop it. You're not giving Kyren Williams $10 million a year. Not happening. McVay also said that re-signing cornerback Darian Kendrick 5 days after cutting the poor guy was just cold-blooded business. Now, McVay didn't put it in those words. He's not callous. But if you read into his quote, you tell me I'm wrong. Quote, he's done a great job this offseason. His ability to attack the rehab the right way. His flexibility to play inside and outside. Aubrey, I, and Les sat down with him and told him, hey, here's a couple of different options. Here's what we think. But let's just make sure that you understand that we want you back if this is a place you feel you still want to be at. That was the end goal in mind. And we weren't really able to communicate all that to you guys. But the end goal was semantically a business thing to get him back, unquote. Sounds like we like you, bro, but we're about to screw you. It's a very wordy, word salady way of saying you're about to get screwed. Hey man, it happens in life. He still has a job, right? Dave Roberts didn't say he was benching Michael Conforto, but in last night's Dodger victory, Hyseong Kim played center, flanked by Teoscar Hernandez and Andy Pages. Roberts said Kim has earned more playing time. He's hitting .382, no kidding. Meanwhile, Pages is slaughtering anything wearing Padres gear. And Kim's a middle infielder, but they're not going to move either Mookie Betts or Tommy Edman. So enjoy your new position, bruh. And let's all hope Michael Conforto has a nice, comfy spot at the end of the bench. There was a controversy with the Sparks yesterday that at first glance seemed a little weird, a little over the line. The team posted one of those, hey, we're playing, come to the game, pics on social media. It was guard Sarah Ashley Barker, and instead of her uniform, she was wearing a crop top. Pretty enough, girl, right? Okay. But some people took to social media to complain, hey, I can't take my daughter to see a game if this is what you're selling. And that led, of course, to the obvious backlash. You Puritans! Oh, you fundamentalists! What do you want? The Handmaid's Tale out on the court? And I suppose, look, this is where I want to clarify why I have been blasting Cameron Brink for posting over a year's worth of thirst trap pics instead of working on her game, even during rehab from that knee injury. If you are winning, you can wear whatever the hell you want and we're not going to complain. Let that marinate. Dennis Rodman paraded around Chicago in a wedding gown, and the people there did not care because the Bulls were winning titles. Win, and you pretty much get to do whatever the hell you want. The Sparks, meanwhile, are well on their way to missing the WNBA playoffs for a fifth consecutive year. It is a 13-team league, guys. 8 of the 13 make the playoffs. The Sparks haven't made it for 4. They're about to miss out for 5, and we're posting thirst trap pics. You can't mask the ugliness on the court with tastefully done sexy pics. People are catching on to the Sparks act. This isn't about thirst trap pics. This is about sucking and trying to mask it with thirst trap pics. People are catching on to this. This act is wearing thin. Win basketball games first. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. What are your thoughts? What do you think the Lakers are going to change under new ownership? For that matter, do you really think Kyren Williams is worth $10 million? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Conforto production. Take care.